Hello, this is George Jellinek. In December 1995, after an absence of 20 years, Renata Tebaldi returned to New York to promote her newly published biography. According to the New York Times, some 1,200 people stood in line in sub-freezing weather to greet her at the Metropolitan Opera gift shop, where she autographed her book. After that, she received a royal welcome from the Metropolitan Opera management. The following day, December 12, 1995, she came to the studios of station WQXR to tape this program with me. I began by asking her, how could you stay away so long from a city where you are so much loved, and how do you feel now that you are back?
Now, I decide don't sing anymore after my go back to Italy in 1976. One morning, I talk with my teacher, and I say to him, please don't come to my home because I don't want to study, not today, not tomorrow, and never. And he said to me, you are crazy, why? Because I decide I don't want to sing anymore. And was a very good time to choose this decision, to make this decision. And I was absolutely sure that doveva andare bene, everything was the right time, yes. And so for this reason, I lived in Milano. I stopped to sing, and no more trip, and no more goodbye to America, goodbye to Brazil and Spain and every other nation in Europe. But I was very happy to do this decision. I never.
You never regretted it?
No, absolutely no. Because I give too much. Everything was possible for me, and I receive really too much. And was so happy, and no memory at all, no.
Right. Well, you did not receive too much. You received what you were entitled to.
So, thank you, but was really something, and I saw yesterday one beautiful thing, because how many people come to the Metropolitan shop, and was really something incredible. These people, they cry to see me again, to touch my hand, and it was very nice for me to talk with all of them. It's really something, and make me so emotionally, and it was in the same time I was so happy that, like when I received my fans and very good friend in my dressing room after the performance, absolutely something incredible for everyone that was there. They say to me, never happened something like that, like yesterday. And the people, he still love me, and at the same time, I still love him with everyone.
Well, it's wonderful. Our mayor, Rudolph Giuliani, who was a great opera fan and a great fan of yours,
yes.
he declared New York was enjoying a Renata Tebaldi Day yesterday. So
and proclaimed the Tebaldi Days.
Yeah. You know, he is not doing it for everybody.
No, I don't think so. That is a very incredible man.
Well, I'm glad you had a
fantastic
chance
man.
to meet him.
Yes.
You are now on a book tour, a book that is your biography, Tebaldi, The Voice of an Angel. It was written by Carla Maria Casanova and published by Baskerville Publishers. It's a lovely account of your life and career with some beautiful illustrations. And on the cover, you as Tosca.
Yeah.
Was Tosca your favorite role?
Not favorite role, but was very same to me much. Yeah, I like Tosca, like Manon Lescaut and Bohème, and every roles that I have in my repertoire.
Well, you mentioned 3 Puccini operas. That seems to indicate that Puccini is something special for you.
Yes. I started to sing Verdi, the great Verdi. And after I discovered Puccini, I was in love with me immediately. And for your music, for the interpretation that is possible to do in each opera, Puccini, like Tosca and Manon Lescaut. And when I make my debut in The Girl of the Golden Waist, something happened on the Metropolitan very strange, because nobody thinks that it's Renata to sing Fanciulla del West, because I was completely different lady, on stage.
Yes, well,
I think that I am the first singer that make a striptease on stage.
well, a very modest striptease. And
the second act.
And we can never forget Tre assi e un paio.
Oh, yes.
With Cornell McNeil as the sheriff in La Fanciulla del West. And this is one of the roles that you actually learned for the Metropolitan.
Yes, exactly.
And I believe Butterfly was also...
Butterfly was the first time that I sang Butterfly in the Metropolitan, and it was a very beautiful production, very beautiful stage director, is a Japanese one,
yes.
Very nice. And I studied for 1 month in my hotel to put on kimono, because it's very difficult to work with the kimono. And he said to me everything that I can do it for the umbrella, to the way to have to stay on stage, and it's something really beautiful. And the production was fantastic, and the costume again.
You had some concerns about the fact that Jojo-san was supposed to be very petite.
Yes, this was my trouble.
This was a bit of concern to you, but this reminds me of an incident that I read in the book where some idiotic reporter asked you, who is the greatest soprano? And you said, I am the greatest. Do you know any other soprano who is 5'10" tall?
Yeah, this for sure.
And
it was really very difficult to me, because I have to go down a little bit. But they found one tenor very nice and very tall, and so for me it was more easy, of course. But Jojo-san, almost this time it go to the floor.
Yes.
And with some pillar there.
Yes.
And so it was not very difficult, but so you have to study to do something like that, especially for me.
Wasn't Gioconda also done for the first time at the Metropolitan?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And I make three performances of Gioconda in Naples, San Carlo Theater, and nothing else. Just I make the big tour in the United States with the Metropolitan, and the performance at the Met.
And you recorded
But I think in that time I make maybe 30 performances of Gioconda altogether.
And then you recorded it as well.
Yes, after they recorded.
Now, you have said some very, very nice things about your colleagues.
Yes.
Among them, Carlo Bergonzi, who apparently, he and you go back all the way to Parma to the early years.
In Busseto.
No, I mean the early years when you
yes,
started your career.
Yes, together.
And then you sang a lot together.
Yes.
With Carlo Bergonzi in the first act of Madame Butterfly. We pause here briefly. My guest is Renata Tebaldi, back in New York after a 20-year absence. More to follow in a moment.
Now we go back to the vocal scene and George Jellinek.
My guest is Renata Tebaldi, who is reminiscing about her tenor partners. I suppose that Franco Corelli was tall enough for you.
Yes, one very good handsome man on stage.
And, of course, you had the unforgettable partnership in Adriano Lecouvreur.
Yes. Everyone, my tenors, I might say.
That's
very
wonderful.
Good friend, yes.
So
even Richard Tucker, American tenor.
For whom you had a special name. You called him Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific, yes.
And why was
he
that?
was. Because when I asked, how are you today, Richard? I'm terrific.
Yes.
Every time the answer was that.
He didn't lack self-confidence.
Yes.
Well, then, about Franco, who did lack a lot of self-confidence, because you relate in your book how fearful he was, how worried he was always that he would not do well, and you had to kind of reassure him.
Yes, sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, because he is very shy man.
Yes, to this day, I must say. Do you see him nowadays? I mean,
Recently, yes,
yes.
in Milano, he make a master classes at the Scala combination, and the end there was a concert in Conservatorio Giuseppe Verdi, and I was there, and he was there too, because he make a master classes, and 3 or 4 your pupil was there to sing, and he was on my right side. And we talk a little bit because he doesn't talk very much.
No, he
Franco.
doesn't.
No.
But do you feel that is he relaxed at these master classes?
I think so.
He does.
I think so.
Well,
Yes.
He found his métier then.
Ah,
Then you did some very nice reminiscences about Mario Del Monico, who was also a very good colleague of yours.
yes. I start with Mario with many Otello, and they call us the copia of the secolo. You know, the secolo copia.
Yes, the pair of the
Yes. It was something really.
of the century.
Yes. This was a really good friend of
Wonderful.
mine. Yes, even the family,
Yes.
his wife and boys.
He seemed to have worried about his size, how tall he was.
He was very worried. He
Yes.
came to me at my dressing room to take a look what kind of heels I have in my shoes. And he said to me, "Are you sure that you wear the same shoes that you showed to me today?" I say, "Yes, absolutely. I cannot change, of course." Yeah. He was something, but very nice man.
One more tenor that you write very interestingly about, or the book relates some interesting anecdotes, was Giuseppe Di Stefano.
Giuseppe Di Stefano too, yes. He was
Tell us about him.
fantastic because, you know, he has such a sense of humor, and he recounts the fantastic story, you know, this barzelletta that call in Italian. I don't know if it's in English. In every dialect.
Oh, I see.
Yes. And in French, in English, in German, everything is so fantastic.
Probably Sicilian as
yes,
well.
very like a boy,
Yes.
almost the time.
Yes. He did some very unpredictable things. One day, as I read in your book, at a performance of La Forza del Destino,
In alla Scala, yes, in Milano.
he was impatient because it lasted too long, and he left before the final scene.
Oh, it was in Palermo, in
Yes.
Sicilia. Yes.
How could he do that?
I don't know, maybe for jealousy.
Yeah, because
so.
you had to encore your
Yes.
Pace Pace.
Pace mio Dio.
So he left before the
Before
end,
the
which
end.
means the trio became a duet.
Yes.
Pace Pace from La Forza del Destino. You were on stage, or just about to go on stage, that unforgettable night in 1960 when Leonard Warren collapsed and died in that opera, and Mr. Bing had to cancel the rest of the performance. How did you feel about Rudolph Bing?
Oh, this for me is the most great manager in the theater, I must say. I was too happy to work at the Metropolitan because the Disciplina dead was like a military life.
Is that
you know.
good?
Oh, fantastic. Because, you know, many people and very great name that work in the same moment at the Met.
Yes.
Quindi la legge era uguale per tutti, come si dice in italiano.
The law is the same for everyone.
E lui ha proprio fatto questa
And
questa
he managed
distinzione.
to do that.
Fantastic work.
Yes, with all of them.
Yes.
Well, with so many stars and, let's
Yeah.
face it, so many
No,
egos,
sometimes it's very difficult
it's not easy.
to manage.
It's not easy, right. But you know how he referred to you.
Mr. Bing,
Yes.
oh, he was fantastic to me.
But
Yeah.
he did say
And
that...
he came to San Francisco
Yes.
to hear me in Aida when I make my debut in San Francisco in 1950.
Yes.
And he, come si dice, ha volato. He take a plane from
Yes.
New York
He flew from
New York to San Francisco to hear me.
Yes.
And he offered immediately to me a contratto, an agreement, and I say, no, please, when is the time? I want that my name was in the cartellone ufficialmente,
In the
you know,
programs,
yeah,
yeah,
not
listed.
like a guest.
Yes.
So, and insomma, my answer non, Non gli è piaciuta tanto.
You didn't like that?
No, didn't
and
like too
you
much.
wanted
But yeah,
you wanted to come on your own terms.
Yes.
And he obliged.
Yeah. And finally, in 1954, he came to Milano and asked, you think that maybe Tebaldi is ready to come to the Met? And my manager said, yes, I think so. And we make an agreement, and in 1955, I make my debut at the Met.
You must have known that he was talking about your iron dimples.
Yes, it's true, because when Tebaldi say no, it's not.
That's right. So you were pretty gifted in negotiating for yourself and to protect your own interests. Well, I know you had management.
Yes.
But in the final analysis, you knew what was good for you.
Sure.
And you stood up for it.
Yeah, I see.
Now, to conclude the first part of Renata Tebaldi Returns, here she is as Mimi in La Bohème. Mimi's first act aria from La Bohème. More conversation and more great music will follow next week, when I will present the second part of my visit with my wonderful guest, Renata Tebaldi. Do join us then.